Okay, thank you. Hello and welcome everyone to D365 Champs Power Platform Meetup, Bengaluru chapter. This is the first of its kind happening in Bengaluru. Um, and today our speaker and guest is Roma Gupta. She has joined us from South Africa, presenting on basics of Power Apps. So it is going to be very useful for you. Um, in the agenda, as I said, the topic is Basics of Power Apps by Roma. We will also look at who we are as Dynamics 365 champs and how can you connect to us, some news updates and upcoming events for you for the next month. And towards the end, you can ask your questions and Roma will be happy to answer that. In terms of who we are, D365 champs, here is a brief timeline. It's your local community. And that's why you will be looking at this, that we are doing events in every possible city in India and other Southeast Asian countries. In terms of timeline, we have got 2018 onwards. So in 2018, community leads realized that there's a need of community, especially in the region we were in, which was Singapore, Malaysia, India, Sri Lanka. And in 2019, they got together and started Dynamics 365 Champs. It went global with expansion in many countries. In 2020, we have got members in a lot of countries, as you can see on your screen, in Singapore, Malaysia, South Africa, UK, India, Philippines, Vietnam, Australia, New Zealand, Germany, and the US as well. We have a LinkedIn following of 5,000, almost 5,000, Kaizala membership of 700 plus members where people ask questions. So follow us on LinkedIn and Twitter as well to get updated on what's coming up from the 365 Champs. A lot of new initiatives are coming up and we get the ideas from you as our community members. The latest one was Empower, which is for students to empower them with Power Platform. You can connect with us on social media, as I said earlier, LinkedIn, there's a link, Twitter, there's a link, Kaizala, there's a link as well. You can also scan the QR code on your screen and just join the group. You can ask questions, you can post your blogs there, you can share anything related to the community and something which you think can help others to solve their problems. And if you want to speak at the Power Platform meetups by D365 Champs, scan this QR code, fill up the form, and we'll be in touch with you very soon. You can also type in the URL, which is on your screen, tiny.cc/D365 Champs meetup, and fill up the form. So you've got both the options. Also, if you want to organize the Power Platform meetup in your city, do reach out to us and we'll be happy to lend our hand and give you some support to start it. Towards the end, I would like to thank our sponsors who have done all the cloud work, the Teams meeting setup and everything. Dynamicity, your trusted Microsoft Dynamics 365 and Power Platform partner. They're into implementation, upgrades, managed services, and training as well. And this one is really important. I would like to congratulate Roma. Also, she's speaking today, so it would be good, but she received Superstar Champ Award very recently for her contribution in the 365 Champs community. She's very active on social media, Kaizala, anywhere. She is always happy to help others and resolve their issues. So congratulations, Roma. And with that, I'll hand it over to Deepesh. If you can, I'll just move the slides, and if you can talk about it, Deepesh, that would be
Yeah,
great.
I'll also like to do this. Congratulations. So just two words on the last slide as well. So this was a voting which was done by the techies for to the techies. 80% votes to Roma. So congratulations for this quarter. You are our Superstar Champ Award winner, and you are definitely going to receive goodies. The current COVID times is causing a little bit delay, but that's going to come your way pretty soon. And that means others can also be one. You can contribute to the community, and we will keep doing this every quarter from here. Yeah, Prashant, please go ahead for the next slide. So just some quick updates from the world of Microsoft that we belong to, Dynamics 365 and Power Platform. Microsoft has acquired Softomotive, which is a RPA tool. It's going to increase our usage of UI flows and Power Automate as well. And we have the Crusader from Australia, the great MVP Prashant there itself. So that's a great addition to the tools. And I'm going to expect a lot more things happening on our Power Platform project, especially. Empower went live in this cycle as well, which is our student initiative where we wanted to touch base with universities and empower education. Prashant himself started that from one of the universities in India, and I believe the count was 100 plus attending for that particular event.
119.
119 students got benefited out of his session around Power Platform and how to scale career. So that's something we wanted to do and we want to keep doing it. So if you have any universities and your own university or college where you want to go and do something, you can get in touch with us as well. Updates, Win automation is now available within UI flows. Wave 2 2020 details are available. If you want to turn on previews, you can even start trying those out on your instances and trials. Most features will be in public preview early August, so most of them are there, and different data centers can be a bit up and down, but still, just as an update, if you want to now start trying the new things, I think 20 to 50 new features, roughly depending on the area you touch, are now available for you to try high level. Upcoming events, Power Virtual Hour is scheduled to run on 18th of September. Ruhi supersedes that particular thing. That's our monthly connect kind of a thing. This time, Senthil is going to talk about some interesting stuff, a different kind of a Dynamics 365 app around retail, I believe. So that's also out on our social media handles as well by now. And please be connected to stay up to date to all our channels. You can go through Kaisala, Twitter, or you can go through our LinkedIn channel. We update through those mediums. And that's the quick update about what's been going on. Upcoming ones, first of all, we wanted to do a few more. So for this current quarter, we have 2 more meetups. The next one for Ahmedabad, it is going to be from Nishita. She's one of the quiz masters, organizers. Congratulations to you, Sagar Rupani and Preeti Pipalia, if you're on the call. We are going to be organizing it for your local city, Ahmedabad. The topic is UI UX fundamentals in Power Platform. Very interesting space. I have not seen many sessions happening around that. So congratulations that Nishita wanted to talk about this and use her experiences to share some ideas. Link to join and date and time will be publishing in shorter duration from here. We still didn't get the complete bandwidth to publish that fully. So that's the next meetup that's going to happen. And then we have another one for Kolkata. At the end of it, thank you, Kuldeep. So finally, no, we are not Kuldeep. I'm just like shaken
Oh,
here, Prashant.
oh my God, this is my mistake. Sorry.
Okay, so I can look at the image
We're
and I can
brothers from
say,
another mother,
yeah,
so it's
yeah,
okay. We
yeah.
can
So
change names.
Prashant is Prashant is going to get us introduced to mixed reality very soon in September. Finally, he has decided to come to the speaking again after a lot of appointments that I had to take from him. As you know, he's always on Saturdays doing meetups or very active with Champs. So this time he's going to come up in September and going to talk about an interesting space mixed reality in Power Platform. Shalini, if you're there, congratulations to you to organize this one. She hails from Kolkata, and Vivek is, as usual, Vivek has been kind of the back-end database for us for Champ for long. So finally, he's going to come over for organizing this one. Again, these are the only 2 meetups we are going to do for September, and one cycle for our entire cities that we wanted to do initially is complete. We will follow up after this in the next quarter. So next month we only have 2 meetups. Congratulations to all the speakers and organizers. We do have certain more submissions. You will also be getting the dates in the first come first serve basis. So we'll be in touch with you for the next coming meetup.
Can you please allow me 2 more minutes?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. I just wanted to congratulate all the organizers as well and the interest they have shown in the community and in their own cities to take over the meetups and help us with the organizing committee. So congratulations to all of you. I am hoping that Sagar, Preeti, Shalini, and Venkat are on this call. So Venkat, has reached out to us for Hyderabad, and I want to congratulate him as well for being so enthusiastic. So if all of you can take just 20 seconds and just provide a one-line introduction about you, that would be great, and then we can head over to the presentation.
Sagar.
Hi guys, this is Sagar Rupani. I'm working as a Dynamics 365 and Power Platform consultant in Dynamic Elements Technologies. I'm based on Ahmedabad, and recently, just before a couple of weeks, I got a chance to represent myself in Dynamics 365, and I presented one of the presentation for custom connectors, and I'm really happy to be part of this a growing and a very helpful community around the globe. Thank you.
Thanks, Sagar. Preeti.
Thanks, Sagar.
Okay, so I'll speak about Priti. So Priti is again a champ, and she has also presented in the last session on the power power
Power
portals,
Apps
I
portal.
believe.
Liquid templates and portals, some really interesting space in that space. Yeah.
So she's also again having a good experience in Dynamics, almost 8+ years experience in Dynamics, and she's working with Dynamic Elements here in Ahmedabad. That's how she's been organizing the Ahmedabad meetup over here. So Shalini, you can go ahead.
Thanks, Vivek.
Shalini, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, hi, I'm Shalini Goel. I'm like really happy that Dynamisty and D365 Champs is organizing a meetup in Calcutta. I'm like looking forward to it.
Thanks, Shalini.
Thanks,
Venkat,
Shal.
if you can unmute yourself.
Hi everyone, good morning. Uh, I'm uh, I'm working in the CRM space and also Azure integrations also. So thanks Deepesh and Prashant for giving me an opportunity for running D365 jams, organizing committee related things from Hyderabad. Thanks.
Thank you
Thank
to
you.
you. This is something I missed, so congratulations to you as well, Venkat, and thanks for reaching out. If you want to reach out, please do reach out. Me, Prashant, Vivek, and others are just placeholders, and we would really want the organization to be done by people from their individual cities, and that can continue on so that we can do it in more consistent and efficient manner. Sometimes there are bare minimum number of times we can come over with the number of people we have got right now. So if you want to keep doing it more, you will just need to come forward. And Roma has also been very kind to be sitting in South Africa and organizing few of them. So we are just put up as placeholders as soon as you start connecting with us. So towards the end of the session, we'll be sharing certain things where you can connect with us and talk about taking over a session where you might have found us as a placeholder on the meetup. Next, before we give it over to Roma, Roma has been a great marketing pro. She has been around 8 years with Power Platform and Dynamics 365 space. She's a click dimensions expert as well. If I know, many times I go for my queries to her. She is our tweet master champ. I don't know, Prashant will agree, disagree, Vivek. The amount of flash speed she has on our champs handle, we cannot match that. We do not have those kinds of abilities with us. And the last one is when she won the award, she was like, why a community lead is winning it? And I can just honestly come back. It is by the techies, to the techies, and of the techies. People voted for you. And if people vote tomorrow for Prashant, or if they vote for anybody, that's going to happen. Thank you for all of you, those who voted. And now we give the space over to you. It's your show from here. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Deepesh.
I was actually shocked by a lead is giving Prashant. You want to go ahead?
No, I just wanted to welcome you and congratulate you once again. Please take over, provide a brief introduction about yourself to the audience, and just go ahead with that. Thank you.
Aye, Captain. Yeah. So hi guys. I might be turning off my video due to network issues. So yeah.
Sure.
Let's go. Oops, I unshared the screen. My bad. Hello, everyone. I'm Roma. You've already heard about me.
Another thing I want to add, Roma, just give me a second. We are recording this session, so if you don't want to be recorded, this will be later publicly shared on the D365 Champs YouTube channel. It will also eventually make its way, hopefully, to the community site of Microsoft. If you do not want to be recorded and your queries or anything interactions, feel free to leave now. Otherwise, sit back, enjoy, and relax. And Prashant, I hope I have done it well. So, back to you, Roma.
Thank you, guys. So, hello, everyone. I'm Roma Gupta, joining in from South Africa. Today, I'm presenting on basics of Power Apps. And don't mind Power with space, apps, or whatever. I love the hashtag, so this is power of hashtag. So, as you have been told by Dipesh and Prashant, I'm a Dynamics 365 consultant and moving into Power Platform space as well. That is my new plug and play tool. I love playing with it, especially with the Canvas apps. So far, I have been transforming business needs into a technical language, and especially with my current role, I do see all the business requirements, and we had kind of a good discussions with our business team whether we need it or we don't need it. If I don't see a value addition, so I would say a requirement to know and rather have a config side of it. But yes, if not, we would have to customize it. I love breaking the systems and applications. Having said that, I don't actually break it. I mean, I want to know the system limitation because working with the clients who is so versatile, I have to tell them all the numbers. What is the performance, how it will take, how much time it will take. So I love breaking the systems. And just for fun, I love to analyze data, and that's how I have I got into Power BI space. So yeah, I'm multiple. So I know Azure, I know Power BI, but I'm not pro. But if you ask any questions in Kaizala, I might help you in some of the directions. But yes, I'm not 360. I'm not 24/7 available there. So even if you have any queries to me or anyone else, I would still suggest you to reach out to us on LinkedIn page or maybe on Kaizala, and any one of us would be happy to answer that query. And you can follow me or my hashtag thattechnical. I'm available on the LinkedIn, Twitter, and that is my WordPress blog. Moving on. This is my today's agenda. I'm gonna tell you some basic components and navigations, some learning materials and community things because people do ask me also on LinkedIn and it gets difficult. So if I'm not replied to you personally, it is difficult. And if you ask on a Kaizala, it would be easy because there are other people again who knows this. And then we would have some hands-on and the question answer sessions. My main focus would be to not let you snow today. So I hope you will not sleep. Let's move. This is some basic navigations. Okay, when I say navigation, it's not entirely an app, but this is some home screen. I call it ribbon in Dynamics 365 space. But in the Canvas app, you can also call it menu bar. So you don't have to always strict your terminology with respect to a application. Call it with what name you are comfortable. So I will call it ribbon all the time. We have a left navigation pane also, okay? And based on if you are on the home tab or an insert tab or a view tab, this will change. The buttons will change. On the right side, upper top corner, we have this a power app checker. And before that, it will tell you the state of your version of the Power App you're working in. So in here, this will tell you that this is the saved one, but unpublished. When I say unpublished, this is not live. So the previous version that you would have published, it would be live. This is an undo option. I love doing this because I've done so many mistakes, to be honest. And this is a test. So you can either test your Power App via this, or maybe you can click F5. But we will see most of the basic components more in the demo session because I would like to have a look and feel and not the screenshots. I'm not that good on screenshots. On the documentation side, this is the Power Apps documentation from the Microsoft Direct. I would be pasting it at the end in the chat if required. This is some good learning path that Microsoft has come up with. I would suggest you to do it, and if possible, maybe do sign in when you do a learning path, because it is going to help you. I mean, they do some numbers, so you would love seeing your progress with the help of numbers. The formula references, these are some formulas which I have used. These are not fancy formulas. This is normal Excel formulas, so you might love using it or have a look, but this depends on your use case. Finally, other than D365 Champs, this is the official Power Apps community from Microsoft. You can join it. There are many blogs and question answer sessions that goes on, and people from around the world will join you here and may answer your query if they have time or if it is matching your time zone. Once again, I would like to just share one thing. I always love helping people. That's the reason I'm most of the time available, or I'm doing multitasking. People who know me from my current company or the last company, they know I would love to help, and I would help irrespective of what they say behind my back. So anyway, I've enjoyed my journey so far in the community, and would also want you to come join and enjoy. Let's move to the hands-on sessions. Oh. For the people who are looking this for the first time, if you want to log into the Power Apps, this is the Power Apps, make.powerapps.com. You can just Google it and it will open a tenant for you. Okay, so I'm on the home screen. When I see on the home screen, this is again my left navigation menu where I can see home. On the learn side, if I click here, this is some of the learning materials that Microsoft has itself provided. And if you scroll below, there is a what's new section. On the what's new section, these are the blogs that come around, and we also post this on our social media channels as a part of community. Someone of us, or maybe I will do it. So if you missed going to the blog, you can read it on our sections. The apps are nothing but all the apps that are present in your tenant. When I say tenant, if you see on the right side top, I have environment. This is nothing but my company's name, since I work for Neeland. But yeah, this is a trial instance. So this is, I'm not using my actual company's environment. If I click here, I have a production instance with that techie girl. So I'm using on the default one, and I'll be presenting on the default tenant itself. If you want to create everything from scratch, you can come on create, and you will see that there are 3 ways of creating a app, a Power App. You can either use a Canvas app, a model driven, or a portal. A Canvas app is basically for tablets or mobile phones. Model driven is mostly for the websites, and portal is nothing but kind of a website feeling. But yeah, portals is well presented by Preeti, so please reach out to her. I'm not an expert. I've just started, so you know, your query may or may not get answered. If you scroll below in this section, there are different data points or the connectors that you can use. But yes, Power Apps is basically on the common data service until and unless you change your connections. If you scroll below, we have different templates in Power Apps that are already configured. So if you want to start, maybe first look at a template and see if it is meeting your needs or not. If not, then only go ahead and create your own Power App. And if you want to just learn and plug and play, then of course you can also start from basics. I mean, from the a new one. Today I'm going to show you an expense tracker, but as you can see, we already have a budget tracker in place. So the reason I did not use it is because it has a SharePoint connector and it was on a tablet space, and I wanted something on the phone which I can use in future for my expense tracking since I spend a lot. And there are multiple templates if I further scroll down. Anyway, moving back, we have some data section where all your entities option sets will be there. If you are from Dynamics space, you might know what are entities, but if you're not, these are nothing but SQL tables. So you don't have to worry about naming conventions, as I've already said. And then Microsoft has coming up with flows and chatbots and AI. So chatbots and AI we would see in the advanced sections, not today. Okay. On the apps, I'm back on the apps. If you see, if I click here on my app, which I have created, there are some options of edit, play, share. I can share it with my own users. If I want to play, the last version of the published, which I wanted to make it live, will be demoed. If I click on edit, I will be back into my edit mode and make some changes. You can again export your package, add it to Teams. I have not checked it. This is nothing but the project Oakdale, and then finally you can monitor. There are some more details about the analytics, settings, and delete. Don't delete it, trust me. And then details about your app, of course. So I would want to edit my app first, and then only we'll have a full-blown demo of it. It is loading at my end. If you have any questions, park it for the last. I would take it at the end. Or meanwhile, you can put it on the chat window. I want to show you that I've just changed my tab. I'm on the previous tab. Since I've clicked on edit, this window will continuously appear that you are currently editing. That's the reason that, if you are doing something and you forgot, and if you're multitasking, you don't by mistake, unsave your app. What I've done so far is I did the mistake. I did not save my app and I have to redo it, but not this one, a previous one. I am on my second tab where I edited it. So this will show you a welcome message, and you can take an interactive tour if you want. I don't want to see this, so I'll say this and skip. As you see, those are nothing but the menu bars. We have some file options where it will give you whether you have saved it or not. If you save it, you can of course put some comments. You must put it comments, even if this is an optional. If I would have been here, I would make it mandatory, because this will help you versioning your app with some description. But Power Apps by default will give you some versions. You can also choose to have a save as mode, and collections are here. The media will come here. We'll come to this in a later stage. I'm currently on my home screen. So if you see, I'm here, only the new screen is available, and you can see my, what should I say, a window where I can create my app. On this side, this is the left navigation menu. If I click here, it's nothing but the tree view will go. From here, you can click on insert, but if you want, you can also use the insert option, which is right at the top. But it is mainly how you choose it. Here are some of the data sources that I've used. I've used one of the tables from my OneDrive, and this is an Excel table. This is one of the collection which I have used, but you can use one or more. I have used just one collection. This is on the media side. This is the image, which I have choose here. If you see, I've just selected the image. So the image is present here. And these are nothing, some of the advanced tools like monitor or tests. Tests are nothing but writing your test cases. As you see, this is experimental. This feature may or may not be available later, but yeah, the monitor is currently in preview. Moving back. On the right side, this will always be related to the screen I am currently here. So since I'm on the home screen, this will tell me about the details of the home screen. I have done little naming conventions. So screen is SCR, icons are IC. What I have done is on the high level is I wanted to have an expense tracker that can give me a view. I can also add my expenses manually, and these two will come on a later time. So what I've done is on here, I have added an image. Okay. On the right side, if you see, this is my image. You can directly browse it on your laptop. I mean, the location which you have saved it. This was on my desktop, so I've just given it a desktop position. If you do and add an image file, this will open the desktop version for you, and then you can choose it. If you have done some Photoshop or if you have done some cropping on your phone images, then you would know some of these details related to an image, which is fit, center. This is also option for wallpaper, the transparency, and the visibility of the images. Okay, if I go back to the screen, I have given a by default color, which is some kind of olive green. I don't really know. On the advanced sections, there are some more properties, but I have not used any because it was not fitting my business use case. One thing to keep in mind with respect to the business use case is don't sell or don't make a Power App or a Canvas app if it is not required or if it's not fulfilling a purpose of a client. Don't just give it to them. It's gonna be a disaster. Or don't just make any of the extra fancy stuff if it is not required, please. But yeah, you can always do a POC and show it to them, or you can do it for yourself. The expense tracker here is a label. So also how I inserted a label is this button. I want to use the menu bar on the top or the ribbon. I don't want to use, I don't like using the plus sign on the left side. I always use the bottom, the top one, the ribbon bar, and I just drag and drop and edit it. So once again, if you have done this, this is everything related to a label would be coming here. And yeah, I don't bother much, but yeah, I just wanted to have a color and I've changed the font. That's it. This is nothing but let me show you. What I've done is I first added a new screen, okay, where it should go. So if you see, if I click on the new screen, you can have a blank screen, a scrollable screen, list, and other types of screen. So with this business use case, which I wanted, I added an icon first. How you will add an icon? An icon can be added over here. Okay, what you can also do is click on add, for example, let's say. So the icon was in the top. If you see here, I have selected this. So based on your selection, the window on the right side will change. And based on that, the icon, you can choose any. So if I want to have it an expand view, you will do this. So instead of you searching whole the way in the list here, you can also have a shortcut of how to use the icon from this side on the right side. I'm gonna delete it for now because it's of no use for me. Okay. The first and foremost formula, everybody will use it, is a navigation. You want on the click of this icon, something should happen. In order to have that something, you should add a screen first from here, from the new screen. So what I've done is, if I go here, you can see on select of that icon, what must happen. So these are the properties that you will get for icons. You can have a label, auto disable on select, color of the icon, what is the fill property. What I have used is the on select. I want that when I select this icon, I should be navigated to a different screen. I have named the screen as view all. What is the screen? Let me move there first. If you see, this is nothing but a list items, which is again the screen here, the list screen. And I have tagged here all my data, which is coming from the Excel. Okay. For now, I have not started my Excel. This is for the reason, or one of the issue, that if the Excel is open and I'm running the Power App, okay, it will say the Excel is logged and you cannot use it. So I've not opened it for now, but I can show you it in a later stage. So this will list all my expenses that I've done so far. And the next thing you would want to do is give it a home icon, because if you are anywhere on the screen, you would want to go back to your home screen, or if you want to give additional things, you can always do. We will see all those icons, how they work when I'm running this actual Power App. I'm now going back to my home screen. The next icon similarly is an add screen, how I want to have my ad, the new expense added. If you see here, what we have not added is this cover right. This is a screen transition. It will tell you how the screen will be transited. You can have multiple screen transition here. Let me just remove this and show you. Yeah. So if you see, we have different types of screen transition, and you can select how the transition should happen. It's basically a look and feel from a user experience. If you did not notice, I'm gonna tell you that I clicked on outside of this screen of the icon. So whatever properties it was showing, it did not this changed. The select properties changed. It is by defaulted to the home screen and not the icon. The mistake anyone will do is we would go and just click here navigation, which is wrong, and I've done it. So be careful while adding any formulas to any icons. You have to double select that icon is selected, and then only you are navigating, because this is so super fast you might lose your patience, I think. So these two are some of the inbuilt what should I say, this is an icon basically, but it's kind of a report. Report is nothing but the charts, which are some common charts present within Power Apps. I've used it just to showcase. You can also have embedding a Power BI tile, but I don't wanted it. I did not create a Power BI, but I've used some out of the box basics column chart to show you. And the last one would be a camera control to show you how the camera works and how we have added a gallery. So enough about this, I think, for now. Let's move here. This is the undo thing, and this is the app checker. If you see any errors, you would want to see on the app checker what is the error that you are getting. So if I click on that window, this app checker would open, and you will have like the accessibility is showing 24. If there are any issues, the bracket will show you the number of errors against something. Okay. I'll go close this window. This is the preview where you can have a test run done. I'm gonna click F5 on my laptop and this. So if I go here, I will see all the expenses. I have not listed any for a new one, but we're gonna create a new one. I haven't. This is a search bar which I've showed if I want to do something. And what I've done is, if you have not noticed, the data before the data in the below section is getting filtered. If you did not notice it yet, I'm gonna do it again. Let me do test, and if you see, as in when I'm typing, the data is getting filtered out. We will come back to see how that formula worked, but this is more on the how you want your user to have that navigation done. So you can go and test, and this is a reset or a refresh list. What I've done is, if I click here, the list should be refreshed. But in the back end, what actually happened is, on the click of this, I just removed whatever the type was done here. This is if I'm here and I want to create a new item, which I may have not added, so I can go to my addition of items. If I click on here, this is my small add expense. If I click on close, I'll be back to this page. Let's go and add an expense. Okay. I've clicked on the tick icon, which is nothing but a submit expense form. We will talk about the formulas in detail once you have seen how this works. Based on my network, this may take some time. So what I've done is, I'm showing an expense here, and just as a what should I say? Just as a confirmation for your end user, you may or may not show depending upon here, and then it will automatically navigate you to the all expenses screen. Okay, I'll go back to the form. So these are the two simple things which I've done. I can create my own and I can view it. So if you want to see the things which I've added today, I can even sort or I wanted to put this icon for sorting, but I haven't done it. So this icon does not have any formula behind it. But if I want to see if there is any coffee, you might see it here. Let me go back. On the report section, this is kind of the chart or tile I'm looking for. So all the testing which I've done, this is test data. This will give you some out of box pie chart feel, or okay, we can fix this piece, but looks like I messed up the fields. But yeah, this is a table chart, I think. Let's go back to the home screen. This is a camera control, and this always comes. So what I can do is, let's go back. I'm on the camera control page. If you see, this camera is set to 1. Let me say it's 0. And this will ask you that the Power Apps want to use your camera. You can allow this. Hello. What I've done is, this is a camera control. Okay. And over here, there is another section where I wanted to preview my whatever the image basically. And over here, let me just quickly go to the camera screen so that I can tell you. Okay, let's do this. I was playing it last night again. What I can do is I can put a gallery quickly here, vertically. If you see, this gallery has come up over here, and let's move this gallery. The gallery cannot sit on my face. So yeah, and then you would have to click on this to show the collection. You can come here. What I've done is, this camera is nothing but camera 1 on the right hand side. This is nothing but an image that I've added. The image is added from the media section. This is the image. What I have done is, I've on that image style, I've fixed it as camera.photo. Okay, I'll show in the demo section what happens. And on this, sorry. Sorry, before I forget, on the camera, we have different properties of streaming also. If you see in the bottom, the stream rate, I did not want it to change it. I'm not making any video or anything. So, or not a slow-mo. So the stream rate is 0 for now. On the item sections of that gallery, what I've done is, the items, I've selected it as Pix1. This Pix1 is nothing but a collection that I created. If I select the entire gallery, okay. Okay. You have, what I'm looking for currently is, what if one, so I take an image here, which will be previewed here, and then this gallery will be set as collection. So if you see, this happened. This is the preview of that image that I just took, and it will be coming here. So yeah, and you see, by default, this image would be saved as base64 image. And we will see just now where this collection went and how do you access this camera control. Okay. I'm turning off my camera right now. So what I can do is, what I've done is, on this on select of the camera, let me go to the on select property. Yeah. The collect is a formula which you can get on the formula page as well. This formula will say collection 1, and the photo captured will be camera1.photo, which is the camera1.photo is nothing but this image as well. So, and I'll want to show you one more error that I frequently get. What happens is, this is 0 for now. Okay, if you change it to 1, this will come up. So I'm not sure if this is visible. Let me do this. Your camera isn't set up, or you are already using it. This is one of the errors that I've faced very frequently. Okay, and I was confused that I did have access given to my camera, and what happened. So what you can do is, you can toggle with this camera control if you want to use both sides. So I'm currently doing it on my laptop, but if you want to use on your phone, and you want to make use of the front camera as well as the back camera, you can use the toggle property. I'm gonna close this. I don't want to show myself during the demo. Okay. Let's see where this collection went. My bad. So here on the file, if you see collections are here, this is my collection 1, which was pics 1. You can name it anything. And then you will see over here the top 5 photos that you will be getting. So from here you can then access your collections. Okay, and on the settings, this is nothing but an app. While designing the app, what is the icon you want to see? Basically, if you want to make it some more pretty, you can do this. This is the screen and size orientation, which is already there, and I selected it phone in the beginning. So you can decide whether you are doing it on a what orientation you wanted. I wanted it portrait, so I've put it that way. And this is the default portrait version. The scale to fit, the aspect ratio. If you want to lock the orientation, you can do this. Lock orientation is even if your device is rotated or your automatic rotation is on, you would have to the app orientation will not change. Your app will still look like that. It will not rescale the size. There are some advanced settings if you want to use. The row limit is 500 over here, which is by default. And if you go here, there are some preview features. If you want to enable it in your POC environment, you would have to preview or enable it from here. There are multiple things. And let me just go below. There are a few things here. The experimental features are listed here. If you want to turn it on and use it, you can always. Sorry, just a second. Yeah. The geospatial features and the mixed reality, which Prashant is going to talk about. He's going to tell you in detail about the mixed reality features and, of course, the on and off toggle. I'm going back to my the save thing. Yeah. Let's say this is my final version of the app. Okay, final version of expense tracker. I want to save it. What this will do is it will first save and then it will give you the option of whether you want to publish this or you want to see all versions. If I go and see all versions, it will tell you the details like this. So it will tell you which version is live. Okay. And if I want to select this, I can choose to restore this version or delete it. If I restore, whatever was here will be becoming. So let's say this is version 29, right? If I choose to restore this will become version 32. Okay, so that is the difference between the versioning kind of stuff. But currently this is live, which I am currently using it for the demo, and this is the one which I recently saved it, but I have not published it yet. These are some of the details, the web link if you want to use, the app ID if you want to integrate some with your Flow or maybe Power Automate. Sorry, Flow and Power Automate are same, but I call it Flow, or Power Virtual Agent. The licensing, since it's a trial, it will always show it as standard versions. On the connections, this is OneDrive, which I'm using it. The flows, if you would have used, you would see the flows over here, and some of the analytics. The analytics would be blank. This is the trial version and would take some time. This is a Power BI embedded. If you see, this is the by default which has come across. So the web player is 4. This is the device platform. I've just used in my web form Windows. So it's not showing me anything other than that. And this is how the launch happened. So yesterday I launched it like 2 times, and different categories of the Power reporting is available. But yeah, you can always extend your reporting using Power BI.
Just a time check, Roma.
Yeah.
It's
8 minutes. Yeah. Thanks.
And there's one query with us.
Yes, Ajinkya. What should be the camera property if I want to use both cameras as per requirement in the mobile app? No problem. Let me just close this window. This as well. So what I want to say is this is the camera control 0 and 1. Okay, there is a toggle option I have not used it myself, but you can use it. I would also have to explore and come back to you. But yeah, there is some feature in the camera which allow you to use it on the both side to turn it off and on. I have not published it, so yeah, I'm assuming you can use the toggle icon from here. Oh, sorry. The toggle is on the
I think,
yeah.
Roma, this is your environment related issue, because when you add the camera control by default and then open the app in mobile, it just works for
Yeah.
both laptop and mobile.
Yeah,
So I
it will
think
work.
this might be your environment related issue.
Oh, okay. But yes, before on that side, if you want to toggle it, you can do this. I have not done it on phone, so that's the reason. Ajank, if you have any other query, you can paste it on the chat window. I want to show quickly few things that nobody noticed. On my expense, I have put a timer over here, which is by default visibility is turned off. This is in milliseconds. This is the duration of the timer. So it will start, and after 5 seconds, this is in milliseconds. So after 5 seconds, this will be automatically navigated. So you would have to tell where to navigate and what not. So on this timer start, what should happen? So I've done it as false. On the timer end, I wanted it to navigate to a view all screen. The view all is nothing but, let me just quickly go back. This is screen. So that's the reason when I was plug and playing this, after adding a new expense, it went back to this page. On here, on the refresh, what I've done is on select of this icon, I wanted to reset the text search box. So that this is the text search box which was resetting, and that's the reason the look and feel looked like the entire list is refreshed, but no, I just refreshed this text box. A few other things to note is I'm here on the add expense screen. There are different types of, let me just select the amount. Yeah. This is a data card by default. This is an add expense form. What I've used is a table source, which was in my OneDrive. Sorry, I just keep on clicking outside. On the edit fields, these are my fields that was available in the Excel. So those are here. If you want to remove any of the field, you can, or if you want to add, you can add, and then it will be reflected in the Excel as well. This is the default mode, the new mode, because I want every time this is loaded, I wanted this to be blank, the enter amount and the comments. Date is a date picker, which is by default value to today's date. If I select this, this has a property of default date to today's, and just trying to check something. Okay, so I'm just on the amount screen, that is the text screen. I'm going up. What is the last mistake I was trying to do is the format over here is number. Okay, and the hint text I've entered is as open amount. If you change the format to text, what I'm gonna tell you is I can enter this and the error will happen. So based on how you want to show errors, you can decide you want to just make it red and show this the amount accepts number only, or whatever the user the error notification you can show. But on my Excel, this amount field is formatted to a number value. Okay, if I remove this, this is gone and this is fine, but this will only work. Let me just go back. This will only work if my properties are text. If this is number and I want to run this page again, this will not even allow me to type any alphabets. This will only allow me to type any numbers. So yeah. So yeah, that is it from my side. Thank you. Let's start.
Thank you, Roma,
Thanks,
for a
Roma.
wonderful session.
Do we have any questions? If we do, we can just unmute ourselves and ask the question.
Hi, this is Ankush. Hi, Roma. Hi, Dipesh. Hi, Team Prashant. Just one
And
question. Yeah. Is it possible to add an email validation? For example, it should have a @ and a correct email.
yes, yes, you can always have your rejects settled over here. So the way I have done is I've added a new error text over here, and based on it, I've set up the values that uh, on select of this, I've put my formulas. So you can always have your rejects settled. Sorry. Let me just go to that errors text.
You are using your tweeting speed, Roma.
Yeah. I have some default selection done. But yeah, the way Ankush have done the error way, you can also put your rejects selected. I've just done it for the numbers.
I'm so sorry. I got disconnected. Some connectivity issue at my end. So I'll check and maybe will ping you. So, okay.
No worries.
Yeah, yeah.
GK this side. Hi all.
Hi.
Yeah. So I have one question. I am working on a project where ERP is integrated with the CRM
Okay.
and data flows both the sides, right? Vice versa. So
Okay.
in this case, and I want to create one POC to demonstrate for my team. So what are the use cases I can use in this type of integration? Is can I use SQL connection from ERP and show that data or save that data in the CRM through Power Apps?
Yes, why not? But it depends. Why do you want to show, all those when you are doing a live migration? I mean, there is a two-way sync already happening. Why do you want to do all that or show that in
No.
a POC? Sorry, I'm just trying to understand the requirement so that I can tell you as like that.
So
So Roma,
basically,
So there is a SQL server already here, so you can of course connect to it, but yeah, for this POC on the trial, you would have to see if it is possible or not.
okay, so
basically,
I'll give them kind of a solution to that. See, here what happens when you are going and designing or proposing any of these kind of solutions, go with the best approach. Now you are already doing the sync between ERP as well as Dynamics. The best approach could be rather designing a canvas app, use the model driven app for the connection with the Dynamics. So you can use that as the backend for your data. Okay. Now, if you have any constraints on the licensing side that you don't want to give the users the 365 license, and so that you'll not use the Power Apps with the Dynamics 365, so you can use the SQL server, but for that there are so many constraints that you can use the SQL server, but for that you have to do certain extra configurations at on the SQL server side to expose that on the cloud, because that should be accessible to the Power Apps. Or there is a separate thing, like if you are using VPN or kind of things, that you need to there is some extra things which you have to go and install on your SQL server so that it gets exposed for the Power Apps. So there is one add-on tool available that you have to go and install. But yes, first identify what kind of licensing or what kind of design constraints you are using for this kind of app, and that's how you can go with the best approach then.
okay.
Just to add to that, we would really appreciate if your questions are related to the session you saw. If you have any specific question outside the session, reach out to the speaker, reach out to Roma on LinkedIn or Twitter and ask about it, because what we are trying to ask here might take more than an hour to understand and to provide a solution. So I would really appreciate if it's related
Second,
to the session. Thank you.
second thing I would want to add is in the community we come to discuss the generic Microsoft approaches, project specific solutions. We will not want to use community as a platform to discuss this. That may vary. My advice against Prashant's advice just might vary, and Vivek's advice will totally vary. We are on a recorded medium, so the idea is just to talk about generic things, and whatever we are recommending are our own personal opinions. We are not anyway saying that please go and use that on your projects. It's very different what you can do with your projects. Community is a medium to learn openly. So that's also a request to everybody. I hope that makes sense. There are some more questions that are there which are generic enough, which is for Power App I have to create a trial instance, or we can have same trial instance. This is for Roma. Oh, you're already taking it up.
Yes. So if you see my screen, I have already presenting my the license, or sorry, the trial environment which I've used. So yes, it was created for Dynamics 365 and I've extended it to use Power Apps. So what you have to do is you just log into your account and go to make.powerapps.com. You should be automatically logging it, or otherwise you can re-log in using the same credentials. So I did it via Roma at thattechiegirl.onmicrosoft.com. So if there are no more questions, thanks, Shabu. You can always come and connect to us on social media for the champs. We are active on LinkedIn, Kaizala, Twitter, and you can scan that QR code for D365 champs.
Thanks, Roma. And over to you, Prashant, is it? Are you going to take back now and wrap it up
I
for us?
I just wanted to thank everyone for taking out the time and attending this event. I hope you found it useful. I really appreciate Roma's help to coming up and speak and share all these ideas. You might not think at the moment how important those screens were, but there was a real good use of UX and specifically user experience when there was a timer included there. It's really important for your users to see that whatever they were doing is completed, and hence that success screen was there. But what Roma did there is reduce their efforts to click back or whatever, and it went back to the list of expenses again. So that was really good. Another one which I found really helpful was the reset function which you used. You said I'm trying to refresh, but actually you were resetting, which was really clever. It really, I think the app would perform better with that function instead of the refresh. So that was really cool.
Yeah, I think thank you, Roma, for this wonderful session. I think it has now become kind of a ceremony that the last meetup will outdo the next one, and it will keep going. The entire August month has been like that. So you saw the bar where it was left last week, and that will now need to set the bar for Prashant and Nishita, and we are talking about UX next week. Very mature talk about UX, because people are not talking about that space yet in Power Platform projects. So it was a great work done. Again, the question that I wanted to highlight is how much time did it take you? Because when we were seeing the version started somewhere around till 20th we saw. So this must have started weeks back, right? So that is something everybody should understand how long it takes. We only take 1 hour here to learn very quickly. But how long it took you to prepare that particular presentation at your end?
Presentation was like a magic for me.
Demonstration, the entire demonstration.
Yeah, I'm coming to there. So the app, I did not make it at one go, to be honest. So I was giving like few minutes to it. But yeah, maximum, I would say, if I would have done all my basics before. So I'm kind of someone who, jump into the platform first and then do the R&D. So it took me around 1 hour maximum to have that everything ready end to end. But yes, since I was doing it on every day, few minutes or few hours, as and when I was getting time along with my office work, so it took me a couple of days.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So it does take effort. So I remember last time Vivek doing it in the Indore meetup, basics of Power Apps, and I think he also invested days and days into it. So every time it takes effort. Thank you for doing that. It was a wonderful session. I was taken aback by the camera control for sure. I was not expecting it in a basic session. Timer, yes, it's a good addition to the thing. Uh, I'll leave it over to Prashant, you and Vivek and other organizers, whatever. Thanks for taking the session, and I hope everybody enjoyed their learning today with us. Thanks, Roma.
Sorry, I was just on mute. Vivek, would you like to say something and then stop the recording, please?
Uh, I think I have already stopped the recording.